I went to join yesterday, happily. Sorry, I'm really tired. I went to a play last night, so, but it's the morning, and I want to get started on this project. The corset part of this project, which I think is going to be its own video, so, yeah. But, I'm going to show you all the materials I have for the corset, and we're going to get started. Okay, so, first thing I have is bias tape. I got double-sided. I didn't think this would be this thick, but it's really thicker than I thought it was going to be. Because when it said like double folded, I thought it could be double folded. I knew it was already double folded. So it's a little thicker than I would have liked it to be. And it's also not really black, it's gray. Which I knew was kind of gray, but yeah. So we're going to see how that goes. I don't know. This is the green fabric. It's like foresty looking and like, and it's really thin. I don't really know what kind of fabric it is, but yeah. Yeah. I didn't think it mattered how thick I know it has to be kind of thick to be corset, but I know it's gonna have 2 layers, so I'm not exactly worried about the thinness of this fabric. This is a more heavy fabric. Well, not really, it's still thin, but this is the lining. I got 2 yards of each. 1 yard, you need 1 yard for a corset, but I was like, if I mess this up, I'm gonna make 2. So, yeah, I got 2 yards of each. And then here is a string that we're gonna use to actually close the corset. I overestimated how much I needed, but I was overestimate and underestimate. It's actually not that bad to get this from Joanne. There was a lot of deals, so it was actually pretty cheap. Boning as well. Yeah. I don't really know if it's different. This is the plastic boning. So I heard it doesn't last as long as some other bonings, but I like it. It works well enough. That's the first thing I found, so we're using this. And then what else did I show you? Okay, and boom. And also, when I was at the store, I also got the fabric and some other supplies for the skirt. But I think I'll make that a separate video so I can kind of spread this product out a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I bought from Joann's. That has to do with this project. I bought other random crap, but it has to do with this project. I'm getting grommets in the mail, hopefully today. So maybe at the end of the day, I can like finish this thing. I have all day, so maybe I will. But who knows? So, I have cut out the pattern, all the pieces. I found this pattern off of Etsy. I'll link it in the description below. And all this stuff out the way. But yeah, I cut them all out to my size. Yeah, so these are all the pattern pieces that I have cut out. So I've cut out the pieces and I was in live stream, so I didn't get a chance to show you guys the progress I made. But basically I cut them all out and then I pinned them all together. So this is what the green's looking like. I just used a pattern, I cut it out. The pattern does not have seam allowance in it, so I cut about an inch, or not an inch, just a little extra seam allowance on each piece. Because the seam allowance I didn't cut it evenly everywhere, so it looks a little wonky right now. But I can fix that. I'll just cut it, kind of make it more even. Which the lining is really hard to kind of see what it's actually looking like because it's really floppy. But there's the lining. Right, it's voiceover time. So here I'm stitching all the pieces together and then I ironed it out. And then as you see, I created the boning channels. The next thing I did was hand stitch the bias tape so that it creates like a seamless look. And then I'm creating another boning channel just for the edge before I put the grommets on. Alright, and next thing I did is I installed the grommets. I got this like grommet puncher off of Amazon, which I will put in the description below. And now I'm showing you how I actually put the grommets in. My puncher didn't have like a part where you could cut into it, so I just used an X-Acto knife to make a small hole. Then I made it bigger with scissors. And then here I'm showing you how I actually put the grommets in. And so it gives you like 2 pieces, and then you put the back on the front. Kind of hard to explain, but there's plenty of tutorials on how to do it on TikTok, which is what I looked up. And then you use it as basically like a hole punch and just put like a lot of strength into it. It makes you put a lot in it so it doesn't like fall out. And then yeah, that's how it turned out. Just like be really careful, because when I was first doing this, I did like dent a few of them. A few of them didn't come out. So just put like a lot of strength into it when you're making the garment holes. Alright, now we're moving on to the skirt. The skirt was a really basic circle skirt, nothing crazy. I used tape to mark it because I didn't have a marking tool at the time. As you can see, I'm sewing the pieces together here. Next thing I did was iron on interfacing, because this piece will be work as the waistband and I want it to have a good bit of structure. That's how the back of the interfacing will look when it's attached. So I had the piece underneath the other piece of fabric.